Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Queen Elizabeth, A Day in Her Life. It's time for the royal news. So let's see what's been going on around the week of October the 2nd, 2025. So I had a viewer that was interested in the Prince Andrew and Fergie story about Christmas, and I had also seen that article, and I am anxious also to find out just what was going on there. So let's see what's going on with that first of all. And this story comes from the New York Post, dated September 29th, 2025. King Charles won't invite Prince Andrew, Sarah Ferguson to royal family's Christmas, wants them to be invisible. This story is by Nika Shakanazarova, and it's published September 29th, 2025. The disgraced Duke of York and his ex-wife have been made aware that King Charles will not be looking to invite them to spend Christmas with the royal family this year, according to a new report. The duo, who now reside at Royal Lodge, despite divorcing in 1996, have been kept at an arm's length from the royals due to Andrew's countless scandals over the years. Now it seems as though the monarch 76 has had enough of drama plaguing the firm's reputation, as he's indicated that the Yorks will not be receiving invitations to festivities this year. The Times of London reported that. You can't sack someone from being your brother, a source told the outlet. But this year, if the Duke and Duchess were both to be as honorable as last year, it would be very much for the best, and the family would not be disappointed, not the least to avoid the king having to make any more difficult decisions. Insider added that Charles would like the duo to remain invisible at future family events from here on out. As a result, friends of the Duchess of York told the outlet that she was devastated for any embarrassment caused in recent months and plans to explain herself to the wider royal family in due course. This year's Christmas will mirror last year's festivities for the Yorks, as they were blacklisted from the royal celebrations over Andrew's Chinese spy scandal that sent shockwaves behind palace doors. Both Andrew and Sarah spent Christmas Day at their residence, located on the grounds of Windsor Castle, without their two daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie. Questions popped up earlier this month after the royal couple made a public appearance at the Duchess of Kent's funeral at Westminster Cathedral. Andrew was seen smiling and shaking hands with fellow attendees at the ceremony, which was also attended by senior members of the royal family. The king is not much of a mind to banish someone worshiping at church or attending family occasions like a funeral, a source told the outlet. But he would hope that they would find a more discreet way of attending these events. In the Duke of York's case, he seems to relish the prospect of not being low-key about it. The Post has reached out to Buckingham Palace and the Duke's reps for comment. The second story also is from the New York Post, and it is also dated September 29, 2025. Charles and Prince William stand in the wake of rumored tensions, by Nika Shakanazarova. King Charles and Prince William's relationship is stronger than ever, despite recent reports of rumored tensions between the father-son duo. The monarch 76 has been spending some quality time with the Prince of Wales, 43, in Scotland after the future king flew to Balmoral last week. While some insiders suggested that things behind the scenes weren't as seamless as they appeared, sources close to the royal family insist there's no sign of strain. In fact, quite the opposite. It's evident that there's an attempt to manufacture division between them, when in reality no such rift exists, a source told the Daily Mail. In truth, their relationship is as strong as ever. They are aligned in their work and with many areas of shared interest, and united in their vision for the role of the royal family. William arrived at Balmoral just hours after carrying out a joint royal engagement with his wife, the Princess of Wales, in Southport, England on Tuesday. At the Scottish royal residence, the prince is said to have deepened his bond with King Charles just a week after the fleeting return of the estranged Prince Harry. Do they, the king and William, sit down for dinner every night, or even see each other every week? No, but they never have, another insider told the outlet. However, they do speak regularly, and they're in absolute lockstep about the future of the monarchy and the good it can do this country. Meanwhile, a third insider noted that while many father-son relationships come with occasional personal and competitive tensions, the king and his eldest son are both very driven individuals and have very similar interests. such as the environment, conservation, the military, and helping deprived communities. However, they are going about supporting them in different ways. Does that sometimes bring them in competition with one another? Yes, to be fair, it does, the source said. But ultimately, they have the same goal, to make life better for the people of this country. The funny thing is that if they met as strangers at a dinner party, they would find they had so much in common and were such natural bedfellows that they would be talking until 3 a.m., they added. The third story comes from Fox News, dated October the 1st, 2025. King Charles saddened after Prince Harry accuses insiders of deliberate sabotage. This story is by Stephanie Nolasco and Ashley Papa, Fox News. King Charles III is said to be saddened after Prince Harry appeared to accuse palace insiders of sabotaging peace talks. A spokesperson for the Duke of Sussex denied reports that the prince's recent meeting with his father left him feeling like an official visitor. A statement sent to People read, "The quotes attributed to him are pure invention, fed one can only assume by sources intent on sabotaging any reconciliation between father and son." Prince Harry's counterproductive statement definitely caused disappointment for King Charles III, who was rather surprised and saddened, British royal expert Hilary Forwich claimed to Fox News Digital. It overall makes future peace talks harder and reaffirms Prince William's skepticism. Forwich's comments came shortly after the Times of London reported the palace had been left perplexed by Harry's statement. According to the outlet, friends of the king were disappointed by the news. The reality is that senior aides have been working behind the scenes to improve what is a delicate but important private family relationship, a royal source told the outlet. Fox News Digital reached out to Buckingham Palace for comment. On September 27th, a spokesperson for the Duke of Sussex pushed back on the reports that described his September 10th reunion with the monarch as distinctly formal. Recent reporting of the Duke's view of the tone of the meeting is categorically false, the spokesperson told the outlet. Presumably, those same sources have also chosen to disclose the gifts that were exchanged. The spokesperson confirmed that Harry presented his father with a framed photograph that didn't include the prince or his wife, Meghan Markle. It's believed the photograph features the king's grandchildren, Prince Archie, 6, and Princess Lilibet, 4. While we would have preferred such details to remain private for the sake of clarity, we could confirm that a framed photograph was handed over. However, the image did not contain the Duke and Duchess, the spokesperson added. Forwich said courtiers and senior aides worked discreetly and delicately to help ease tensions between father and son. Such public accusations have undermined their earnest efforts, she claimed. A palace spokesperson previously confirmed to Fox News Digital that Harry, 41, had a private tea with his father, 76, at Clarence House, the monarch's London residence. The 50-minute meeting was the first time that Charles had met with his younger son in more than a year. The Sun initially reported that Harry was surprised by the formalities of the recent reunion and joked that he felt more like an official visitor. Following Harry's spokesperson denying the report, a spokesperson for the Sun told People, in a statement, Prince Harry confirms the exchange of gifts, including a family photograph. The office of the Duke of Sussex was given full right of reply yesterday in advance of publication and opted not to give a response to the Sun's carefully sourced account of the meeting. We have today updated the online article to include his new statement. British broadcaster Helena Chard said Harry's statement could cause more harm than good during a sensitive period in his attempt at reconciliation. The Harry debacle is turning into a reality show, she exclaimed. It only reiterates the narrative that Harry cannot be trusted. Without trust, there will be no peace talks, just a few short meetings between father and son. According to the Times of London, Harry has made no secret of his belief that the men in the grey suits at Palace conspired against him, just as they once did against his late mother, Princess Diana. The outlet cited his 2023 memoir, Spare, where the father of two accused 3 courtiers he called Bee, Wasp, and Fly of acting to force him out of his royal role. I spent my life dealing with courtiers, scores of them, he wrote, as quoted by the outlet. But now I deal mostly with just 3, all middle-aged white men who managed to consolidate power through a series of bold Machiavellian maneuvers. Buckingham Palace never publicly responded to Harry's book or its claims. Prince Harry's views on Palisades are unlikely to have changed, royal expert Richard Fitzwilliams told Fox News Digital. We heard them yet again in his emotional BBC interview in May. The unseemly briefings about what happened when they met for under an hour makes another meeting unlikely in the near future. Harry has been estranged from his family since he and his wife stepped back as senior royals in 2020 and moved to California. Following their exit, the couple aired their grievances in interviews and documentaries. The royal's memoir, which exposes embarrassing details about the House of Windsor and his sibling rivalry, worsened tensions. In July, the UK's Daily Mail reported that Harry had quietly extended an olive branch by offering to share his official schedule of engagements. The outlet said that this was meant to ease tensions with the king. The outlet also reported that Harry's aides had a private meeting with the King's Communications Secretary in London. Representatives from Buckingham Palace and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex did not respond to Fox News Digital requests for comment at this time. Prince William's representatives were notably absent from the so-called Peace Summit, and the future King's team was reportedly not notified of the secret meeting. Royal experts previously told Fox News Digital that William and Harry are not on speaking terms. We know William is not in contact with Harry, and that seems likely to be the case for the foreseeable future, Fitzwilliam said. Prince William has had enough of his younger brother and knows his character all too well, Chard said. He has moved on. On September 25th, several outlets reported William quietly went to Balmoral Castle to spend time with the king. Royal experts told Fox News Digital that while the king and his heir haven't always seen eye to eye, they've grown closer than ever. William, 43, has been supportive of his father following Buckingham Palace's announcement in February 2024 that the monarch was diagnosed with an undisclosed form of cancer. Prince William's private meetings with King Charles is viewed as confirmation of the king's increasing trust in his judgment, Forwich said. They are closer and have a more trusting relationship now than ever. Prince William is loyal, devoted to the longevity of the monarchy and to his duty. But royal expert Ian Pelham Turner told Fox News Digital he is hopeful that despite recent reports, Harry and Charles can strengthen their bond. On a positive front, King Charles is open to welcoming back Prince Harry and moving forward, he said. William may not be convinced or wish to support such a move. William may find it extremely hard to forgive his brother, but King Charles is far more powerful than given credit. According to the Times of London, it's believed Harry wants to return to the UK 4 or 5 times a year. A palace source told the outlet that there will be no half-in and half-out role for him. Royal author Robert Hardman told People that palace sources will continue to keep a close eye on Harry's next move. If we hear nothing, there will be another meeting, he said. If we hear something, it will be a very long time before there is one. The fourth and last story comes from metro.co.uk, and this story is a lighthearted one. It shows the fun personality of Prince William. And it's dated October 2nd, 2025. Prince William's bizarre method of transport around Windsor Castle leaves viewers in disbelief. Prince William's bizarre method of transport around Windsor Castle leaves viewers in disbelief. And this story is by Milo Pope, and it's stated, Prince William has left viewers baffled after revealing the bizarre way he travels around Windsor Castle. The 43-year-old royal has kept a relatively closed lid on his private life, occasionally sharing small glimpses into what life is like for his family. Earlier this year, it was revealed that the Prince and Princess of Wales were moving to a new home in Windsor Great Park with their children George, Louis, and Charlotte, following Kate's health struggles. However, during a conversation with actor Eugene Levy in his Apple TV Plus series, The Reluctant Traveler, William rather unexpectedly unrevealed the strange form of transport he uses to navigate the grounds of Windsor Castle. In a small clip, the 78-year-old Schitt's Creek and American Pie actor who recently spoke to Metro about his travel series can be seen waiting for the prince as he jokes, "I didn't know he's not prompt." However, suddenly William emerges from an archway in the castle while riding an electric scooter. As Eugene can scarcely believe what he's seen, William rides the scooter around the pathway before stopping in front of the actor and saying, "Eugene, good morning." Laughing, Eugene shakes William's hand before saying, "Your Royal Highness, This is not what I was expecting. This is your mode of transportation? William replies, "It is around here," before adding, "It gets around quite nicely here." Talking to social media, viewers seem to be equally surprised as Eugene, with @SnookLouis writing on X, "Fantastic," with laughing tears emojis. @Dancing Infinite One added, "Prince William is truly the one and only fun prince. #Prince William." Isigor also wrote, "People will think Prince William showed up on a scooter just for the show, but he actually rides one around Windsor Castle. He really does turn up to meetings on a scooter." 3 of the streaming tear emojis. And @Beeswax echoed, "I think it's adorable when you think about who he really is, and he shows up on a scooter. So cute." Some viewers, however, seem to be surprised that people didn't already know William used an electric scooter. Username Forgotten commented, "I think he's been photographed a few times inside riding his scooter. Before, some people thought he was playing around. Turned out he really uses it around." @Royal Rollup also said, "Very true. I've seen other footage of the prince riding around Windsor." Earlier this week, William made headlines again after his savage remark to Slow Horses actor Gary Oldman. The British actor was awarded a knighthood for his services to drama. However, when speaking to the Prince of Wales at the ceremony, the actor revealed the remark he was met with. Sharing their conversation, Sir Gary said, "The royal explained he was a fan of the Slow Horses, but had a very specific gripe. The prince told the actor that every time he sees him on screen as Lamb, 'I just want to give you a good wash.'" Not missing his chance to defend himself, though, and Gary joked back, "Well, I think I've scrubbed up okay today." So I will end the video here. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so, it would help the channel to grow, as well as giving it a thumbs up. It's all a great help. And if you haven't clicked on the notification bell, if you could do that, it lets you know when a video is posted. More importantly, I want to wish everyone a good day, and tune in again soon for another episode of Queen Elizabeth, A Day in Her Life, the Royal News. Thank you.